Come join the LACC Sanctuary Choir under the misdirection of Mr. Don Fogel and the Sunlight Bells under the misdirection of Mr. Egbert Fisher on their first worldwide tour.
We have main engine ignition, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Out of the loft and around the world.
The inner town with its immediate neighborhood is still unlike older parts of most European towns. The fashionable quarter containing the so-called government offices, the principal hotels, embassies, and legations, and many handsome buildings located some distance outside the ring to the south are the beautiful Baroque Charles Church, begun 1739, and farther to south the Belvedere Palace, a perfect example of secular Baroque style. Listen, I tell you, when we go by Monument, lift your cameras ready. Hold on to, I tell you when. Ready? Not yet, I tell you when. Left the road, look. Incredible. The town as a whole has been preserved in general character of the period prior to 1914, in spite of the heavy damage of rebuilding after World War II. The thoroughfares of the city are the Graben with the magnificent Plague of Trinity Column and the Kartenstrassen. The Vienna's most fashionable shops include the vast complex of the Imperial Palace of the Hofburgs adjoining the Ring. On the side of economy, since over half of Vienna's land area is used agriculturally, agriculture is of great importance, and there is in other cities of comparable size. Chief products are fruit and vegetables found largely in the areas of the East Danube. In the culture, many Austrian research institutes and scientific associations are in Vienna, and it is the seat of the international organizations, notably the International Atomic Energy Agency and the United Nations so-called Industrial Development Organizations, known as the so-called UNIDO. Ready? Hold your cameras. I tell you now, left the road, right the road. Whenever you see these incredible statues, some of the physical characteristics in the west part of the city that embraces parts of the Wienerwald, divided by the Wien River into the southern part, the Lenzer Tiergarten, a walled natural preserve. This is not near the Tyrol where I grew up, you understand.
Ich heiße Louis Hecker, coming und from the Rheinfluss in Germany. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lou Hecker coming to you direct from the cruise boat Santa Maria in the Rhine River in Germany. And today we're here interviewing one of the typical, excuse us a moment there, we just had a little announcement. Coming to you today, interviewing one of the typical choir members on tour. We have Mr. Thomas Schmidt, and he is coming with us today on this tour bus. And Mr. Schmidt, how have you been enjoying this tour so far?
Well, I have one thing to say, that for those of you on bus number 2, there is not much to see because you can tell that the mountains are very high, and the boat is very low, so I just be quiet for a minute.
Thank you, Mr. Tom Schmidt. He's been really enjoying this tour. He's been one of the favorite people on board. Lots of people have found his company very enjoyable. Others are not quite sure. We'll be right back after this message.
German composer Johann Pachelbel. And you all know the hymn, Now Thank We All Our God. I can't say the German. The girls can. We don't get any catch from that.
Alors tout à l'heure, nous allons encore avoir un chant de bénédiction pour terminer, mais nous aimerions déjà remercier beaucoup nos amis, faut pas que je me trompe.
And we're here again interviewing another typical choir member. We've got Mr. Jake Friedli. He's a very ethnic name. His Swiss Orient descended what is this microphone causing me to talk funny? He's Swiss descent. And Mr. Friedli, how have you been enjoying this tour?
Oh, it's been... patience.
A man of many words, Mr. Friedli.
Folks, it's understandable. He's been overcome with the incredible beauty of the surroundings. Back again from the Rhine, we've got another announcement going right here. And we're going to be interviewing the choir staff photographer, Virginia Bucher. And we're interviewing her today. And what...
I want to take your picture. Right now.
And that's why...
That's right. Wave to Mom. Great. That's it. Okay, and we'll be right back after the word from Schnitzschwatz, the favorite spa in your backyard.
Okay, are we on here? Okay, great. Ready to do this interview? Okay. A little higher with the camera there, Tony. Dean, great. Okay, ready. Wait a minute. Back up. Can you raise the camera? We're going to have an up close and personal with this guy's 35 millimeter. Are we doing this? We're not doing it. We are doing it. You want to raise the camera, Dean? This is going to be great. They're going to love it in Pasadena. A great shot of this guy's navel. His zoom lens is rather nice. Excuse me, what kind is that? A Tokina or a... We're not doing it, obviously. The guy left. This is great.
This afternoon, we're in a delightful area of the Bavarian mountain region. And with me today is the famous tour guide, Hans. Now, don't confuse this gentleman with Hansel and Gretel, whom many of you are familiar with. This is Hans, the tour guide, all right? We're going to take another close-up and personal look at a true Austrian tour guide. Hans, wie geht's?
Sehr gut, Lou. I'm very happy to have you near me, especially the choir.
Look right in the choir, sweetie, right there. In the choir. This is not the choir, that's the camera. That's right.
This is Tony, I know him, yeah.
All America is watching. What can you say to us at this point?
I say to you, hello and welcome in Austria, especially to you, Lou, my friend.
Another man of many words. Early in the tour, you met Jake Friedli, a distant relative. These things run in the family. Now, I know the lighting is tough here, and we've been having lots of incredibly interesting weather, but if it's possible for our crew here to get a shot out the front window, you can see it is raining Pudels and Schnauzes. Now, that's interpreted cats and dogs, but you understand, we have to keep the ethnic feeling for these things. So we've just really been enjoying talking with Hans. Tell us a little bit more about your associate up here, Gert. This is the incredible driver that has been a frustrated Le Mans driver for years. He is taking out his talents on the Bavarian Alpenstrasse, the incredible twisting road. Hans, tell us about your friend Gert.
I think he's a fine driver, especially in the Alps.
And again, so much overcoming scenery, the people here are struck with lack of words. Now, Gert here is a study in Bavarian stoicness. It's very difficult. It's very difficult at times to get a response from these drivers. Their job is so intense, they must keep their eyes on the road at all times. Now, Gert only takes his eyes off the road when we're not driving. So at this time, it will be very difficult, but I'm going to see if I might just pass the microphone a little closer to Gert's mouth, and he can say a greetings to our friends in America. Incredible. Did you see that? He glanced to his right while navigating this road. An incredible act of cunning and daring. The skill required for such a feat is beyond belief. It is raining quite heavily now, so we're going to have to take a break here. We've just crossed the border. Everyone has been able to come with us, regardless. Excuse me, I think that was one of the Ausfahrts that we passed earlier. We'll be right back after this moment. Hello again, this is Lou Hecker, Eye on the Rhine, up close and personal. With me today we have a really auspicious woman who has the unique claim to fame as being kissed by the Burgermeister of Polheim. Last Sunday evening, right here in front of a crowd of over 1,000 people, Mrs. Joyce Simmons, that's right, was kissed by the Burgermeister of Polheim. Joyce, we'd like your comment on that. And as a matter of fact, I noticed that Joyce's lipstick is smudged. Can you tell me about that, Joyce? Why is your lipstick smudged?
Mr. Hecker, my lipstick is smudged because it has been on there since last Sunday. I will not remove it.
Do you mean that you have not changed lipstick since Herr Burgermeister kissed you?
You are right and never will.
Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Another true-to-life story that happens right here on the Rhine, up close and personal. Joyce Simmons, the recipient of a Burgermeister kiss. Thank you again.
The first thing that we do when we go on tour here in Europe is we get smart and stop and ask for directions. Entschuldigen Sie, mein Herr, wo ist die Toilette bitte? Then we go right ahead here and we stop at the Straßenseinen and we look to see where in the world we're going. And then we stop and get a little petrol, a little gasoline, and of course, with you Americans, we have to always stop for the toilet tour for the toilets right here. Step right here, the WC, right. Okay, back on the road, and we stop now. Oh, shopping, more shopping at the Gymco, at the German Gymco, yes. And then we have to see, coming up for food and lodging again, and the famous stopping again. We can't, after shopping, we have to toilet again. So you figure out what those signs mean. Then we're back on road, and we find where we're going again. Yes, back on road. And we have to stop at red lights in Germany, just like in Amerikanskis. And we go across borders sometimes to get to the East German Olis, here the Bauhaus, and you love it, all you hardware buffs, you. Then we go back on the road again and see, looking at beautiful slides and things. And then the Ausfahrt, you will notice left a road, and sometimes right the road. It depends on where they've left the road. And then the stop signs and the beautiful Einbauen as opposed to the outbound, the traffic in Bruce Wayne and his helicopter telling you whether or not the traffic is heavy. And you can see she's not too heavy. She's riding bicycle. She stays thin. So then we move ahead to the other direction signs, and we find the Lausanne is right here around the corner, and in the Gotenspielen Sonnen, these blue and yellow things here, I don't know what that means. And then we go on ahead to the nuclear reactor here. That's where they make Bud Light. I think you heard of that in America. And then the end of the tour is the Enden and the baby on board. and of course the famous directors that we visit in the where is the Oberammergau, that's the one. And then the famous capping of the tour, imagine Vienna eliminated by night, is beyond belief. You will love it, I'm sure.